Welcome to the True Detectives podcast,
Oh, this is going to be good.
where we uncover the craziest true crime stories.
The ones you just can't believe actually happened.
I'm Adrian Smith,
And I'm Dr. Julia Jones.
and together, we're going to sift through the evidence, try to separate fact from mystery.
Exactly.
So are you ready to dive into a case?
Always.
This one starts in a seemingly perfect suburb.
Let's go.
Okay, so imagine this.
Right.
A quiet cul-de-sac, manicured lawns, kids playing hopscotch.
Sounds peaceful.
The whole idyllic suburban scene.
Yeah.
You know, the kind of place where you'd never expect anything bad to happen.
Right.
Well, that illusion,
Yeah.
it's shattered
Oh.
when a family dog named Max decides to dig
Oh.
in his owner's flower bed.
In the flower bed.
And what he finds, well, it isn't a lost chew toy.
Uh-oh. What is it?
It's a human bone.
Wow. That's incredible how something as ordinary as a dog,
I know, right?
digging in the dirt, can become this catalyst for uncovering something so dark. It
Yeah.
really highlights how secrets can lurk beneath the surface, even in those most unexpected places.
And it's chilling to think about what might be hidden just out of sight. In this case, the bone. It's discovered by the homeowner's daughter, Maya. Can you imagine her shock? One minute she's enjoying a peaceful afternoon. The next, well, she's staring at human remains in her own backyard.
It's a sudden and traumatic shift in reality, isn't it, this discovery? It disrupts her sense of normalcy and security, thrusting her right into the center of a mystery that will consume the entire neighborhood.
And speaking of the neighborhood, well, the discovery throws everything into chaos. Police cars descend on the cul-de-sac, crime scene tape goes up, and suddenly this peaceful community feels like a set from a crime show. Leading the investigation is Detective Shaw, seasoned detective. Seems a bit out of place in this picture-perfect setting,
Right.
but he's not fooled by appearances.
Detective Shaw is a key player in this story. He represents that intrusion of the outside world, those harsh realities of crime and investigation, right into this carefully curated suburban bubble.
Absolutely. And Detective Shaw is about to find out that this case, anything but ordinary. The initial forensic reports, they only deepen the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
They reveal that the bones, they're decades old, making identification nearly impossible.
This forensic ambiguity is crucial. It's not just the presence of the remains, it's the uncertainty that surrounds them.
Right.
Not knowing who the victim is, how they died, or how long they've been there, it just creates this breeding ground for fear and suspicion.
Yeah, it's like a fog of uncertainty has settled over the entire community.
Right.
And as the investigation drags on, no clear answers, well, the neighbors,
Yeah.
they start to change. Those friendly waves from across the street, replaced with suspicious glances. People are watching each other, wondering who might be hiding a dark secret.
The lack of concrete information just allows those anxieties and suspicions to run wild. In a way, the investigation itself becomes a catalyst for fracturing this community. It exposes the fragility of the trust that held them together.
It's a classic example of how an unsolved crime can unravel a community from the inside out.
It really is.
And just when things couldn't seem to get any creepier, well, there's another discovery.
What?
This time it's in a different backyard,
Okay.
a few houses down from Maya's.
Oh.
And it's even more disturbing than the first.
A human skull.
Buried in another, seemingly ordinary backyard.
Hmm.
This second discovery, well, it confirms they're not dealing with a random occurrence. It suggests a deliberate act, a pattern of concealment that raises the stakes.
This is a big shift in their understanding. Now, it transforms the investigation. It's no longer a search for answers about a possible accidental death, right? It's a hunt
Yes.
for a perpetrator who deliberately sought to conceal their crimes. It introduces the element of motive.
Exactly. And as the investigation takes this darker turn, Maya, who was initially just a witness, she becomes more involved, haunted by the discoveries, driven by a need for answers. She takes it upon herself to help Detective Shaw uncover the truth.
This is where we see the emergence of the amateur sleuth, a figure that appears frequently in true crime. Maya's personal connection to the case, it fuels a desire for answers that goes beyond simple curiosity.
It's as though she's trying to reclaim a sense of control in a situation that has made her feel so incredibly vulnerable. She's not content to just sit back and wait for the police to solve this mystery.
Right.
She needs to be actively involved in uncovering the truth.
That's a powerful motivator. And as we'll see, Maya's dedication to the case, her willingness to go beyond the official investigation, it will lead to some unexpected discoveries.
She becomes almost obsessed with finding answers. spending her nights poring over old maps, researching the history of the neighborhood. And it's this meticulous research that leads her to a chilling discovery. But we'll have to wait until the next part of this investigation to uncover what Maya finds.
Stay tuned, listeners. This is just the beginning of a twisted tale of suburban secrets and buried truths. It's incredible how quickly things can change, isn't it?
1 minute you're living in a peaceful neighborhood, you're questioning everyone and everything.
That's exactly what's happening in this case, the investigation. It's cast a long shadow over this community. Neighbors who once shared, friendly barbecues and holiday gatherings.
Right.
Now they just eye each other with suspicion.
Wondering who among them could be harboring such a dark secret.
Right.
Yeah, you can practically feel the tension
Oh, yeah.
in the air. Every rustle of leaves.
Every little sound.
Every creak of a floorboard.
Takes on a sinister new meaning.
And as the investigation intensifies, Detective Shaw and Maya, they uncover a disturbing pattern.
What's that?
A series of unexplained disappearances.
Oh.
Stretching back years.
Disappearances?
Yeah, disappearances that were dismissed at the time, as runaways.
Right.
Or families simply moving on.
Oh, okay.
But now, in light of these gruesome discoveries,
See the backyard.
these cold cases, they take on a chilling new significance.
Each unexplained absence just adds another layer to the mystery, doesn't it? It suggests a connection that goes far deeper than anyone initially imagined.
It's like a horrifying puzzle is slowly coming together.
Yeah.
And with each new piece,
the picture just becomes more unsettling.
And this is where the conflict between Detective Shaw and Maya really comes to a head.
Oh, how so?
Shaw, with his years of experience, he urges caution. He understands the weight of accusations, the damage that can be done by rushing to judgment. But Maya, fueled by her personal connection to the case,
of course,
and her unwavering determination, she's ready to follow every lead, no matter how unconventional.
That's a classic clash, isn't it?
It is.
Between that methodical approach of law enforcement and then that impassioned drive of someone who's personally affected by the crime.
Right.
Shaw, he's bound by the rules, by procedure, by the need for concrete evidence.
Right.
Maya, on the other hand, she's driven by intuition.
Yeah.
By a gut feeling that something is deeply wrong in this seemingly idyllic community.
And this conflict, it's not just about personality or approach.
No.
It reflects a fundamental tension that often exists in these investigations.
Absolutely.
On one side, you have the need for objectivity, for careful consideration of all the facts.
Right.
On the other, you have that raw emotion of those directly impacted by the crime. The desperate need for answers, for closure.
And as this tension between Shaw and Maya plays out, the investigation becomes increasingly intrusive.
Disrupting that once peaceful facade of this community.
Backyard searches become commonplace. Alibis are scrutinized.
And the once tight-knit community begins to unravel under the weight of suspicion and fear.
It's a stark reminder of the collateral damage that an investigation can inflict. The way it can tear at the fabric of a community, leaving behind scars that may never fully heal.
The sense of security is shattered.
Replaced by that pervasive anxiety that just permeates every interaction, every conversation.
Trust erodes.
And the bonds that once held the community together.
They begin to fray.
And then comes a pivotal moment in the investigation.
A discovery that changes everything.
Detective Shaw and Maya, following a hunch. They decide to excavate the patio
of a seemingly unassuming resident, Mr. Chen.
And what they find beneath those carefully laid stones, well, let's just say it sends shockwaves through the neighborhood.
Beneath Mr. Chen's patio, they discover the skeletal remains of a child.
Carefully buried.
Hidden from view for years.
This throws the entire investigation into a new light, doesn't it?
It does.
It forces everyone, including Detective Shaw and Maya, to reevaluate all their assumptions.
The discovery of the child's remains introduces this profound moral dilemma.
Absolutely.
It's no longer just about finding a perpetrator. It's about understanding the motivations behind an act that, undeniably horrific.
Right.
May be rooted in something far more complex than simple malice.
Mr. Chen, faced with that undeniable evidence, confesses to burying his daughter.
He explains that she was terminally ill, and he just couldn't bear the thought of her being taken away from him.
It adds a layer of tragedy to the story, doesn't it?
It does.
It forces us to confront the limits of our understanding of right and wrong, to grapple with the possibility that even the most horrific acts
can arise from love.
A love that's become twisted and distorted by grief and despair.
It's a heartbreaking revelation,
It is.
and one that resonates deeply with the other residents of the cul-de-sac.
As Mr. Chen's confession unfolds,
There's a palpable shift in the atmosphere. The judgment, the suspicion that had been building for weeks,
it seems to just dissipate.
replaced by a shared sense of empathy, a recognition that everyone carries their own burdens.
Their own secrets, their own buried sorrows.
This moment of shared understanding.
It highlights a crucial aspect of the human experience, doesn't it?
It does.
Our capacity for both great darkness and profound compassion.
It suggests that true community
Yeah,
isn't built on a foundation of perfection, but on a shared acceptance of our flaws, our vulnerabilities.
and those difficult choices we sometimes face.
And so, as this part of the investigation comes to a close,
Yeah.
well, we're left to contemplate the complexities of a case that began with a dog digging in a flower bed and ended with the unearthing of not just bones,
But those hidden sorrows
difficult choices.
that lie beneath the surface of even the most seemingly idyllic community.
The case of the bones beneath the roses may be resolved,
But the questions it raises,
about the nature of community,
the weight of secrets,
the moral dilemmas we face in the face of loss and grief.
they continue to resonate.
It's amazing how this case has unfolded. What started with a dog digging in a flower bed has led us to this profound reflection on human nature.
It reminds us that the truth is often far more nuanced and layered than we might think at first. And sometimes, the most unsettling discoveries, they aren't found in those dark alleys of a big city. They're found in the seemingly safe havens of our own neighborhoods.
Yeah, this idyllic facade of this cul-de-sac has been shattered. It's been replaced by a newfound awareness of those hidden depths that exist within every community, within every individual. We've seen how easily a sense of normalcy can be disrupted, how quickly trust can erode, and how the weight of secrets can burden an entire community.
And yet, amidst this darkness, we've also witnessed these moments of profound empathy and understanding. Mr. Chen's confession, as heartbreaking as it was, it revealed a vulnerability that resonated with his neighbors. It reminded them that everyone carried their own burdens, their own regrets, their own buried sorrows.
It's a powerful message, isn't it? Even in the face of unimaginable loss and grief, there's this capacity for connection, for understanding. That true community isn't about presenting a perfect front. It's about offering support and compassion to those who are struggling, even when their choices are difficult to comprehend.
Absolutely. This case, the bones beneath the roses, it has challenged our perceptions of right and wrong, of justice and mercy. It's forced us to confront the moral dilemmas that arise when individual actions, however well-intentioned, clash with societal expectations.
As we wrap up this investigation, I'm left with a sense of unease, but also glimmer of hope. The unease comes from the realization that even in the most ordinary of places, darkness can lurk beneath the surface. But the hope stems from the belief that even in the face of tragedy and transgression, there's a potential for healing, for redemption.
It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, our ability to confront these difficult truths, to learn from our mistakes, and to find ways to move forward together, even when the path ahead is uncertain.
So, listeners, as you go about your day, remember the lessons we've uncovered in this case. Be mindful of the complexities that exist beneath the surface of everyday life. Approach those around you with empathy and understanding, recognizing that everyone carries their own hidden stories. And never underestimate the power of community, the strength that can be found in shared experiences, both joyful and sorrowful.
And as always, keep your minds curious and your eyes open to the mysteries that surround us. You never know what secrets might be waiting to be unearthed.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of a truly captivating case. If you enjoyed this episode of the True Detectives podcast, be sure to rate and follow us for more intriguing stories that explore the dark side of human nature. Until next time, stay curious and remember the truth. It's often stranger than fiction.